Hi everyone, welcome. I'm hoping that my connection is good. I've been having some Wi-Fi challenges, but it is resolving itself as it should. So I'm hoping that you can see this picture. I'm hoping that you can hear me and you can receive all of these beautiful codes. So let me have some water. So last night, hi JJ, I went on a mushroom journey, and for me, I've got mushrooms that I've had for a while, um, that I brought back from California that I adore. So Superposition Farms, they've got premium organic magic mushrooms. Hi Mo, welcome. So these are golden teachers, and I've done golden teachers before. The last time I had a super intense mushroom trip where I went to Source and I saw all of the different levels of my being, I did golden teachers, and that was the darkest, most intense time I've ever had in my entire life. And not like a bad dark. I feel like we have this idea that darkness is not good, but it was a really beautiful dark that taught me so much, and I had so much anger to release from myself. So when I was just in California last month, I did mushrooms a couple of times, but it wasn't golden teachers. It might have been penis MBs. And that was so euphoric, so fun, so giggly, so many downloads, so creative and so flowy, and I loved that. So then last night when I decided to do mushrooms, I was sitting here in my space. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I had the paint set up, everything. I had a little joint rolled. Like, I was ready. I was so excited. And what happened was I did not realize that it just wasn't a conscious awareness in my brain. I did not realize that different strains of mushrooms provide you different insight. So the golden teachers, I was expecting to have like a fun, flowy, organic, really beautiful mushroom journey. And it got so intense. It got so intense, you guys. I'm like trying to integrate it all. This is less than 12 hours ago. I need to journal about it. But it started off really fun. I was playing music and I was painting. I'll show you guys. I was painting this part here, and I was having a lot of fun with that. And I had music going, and it was really beautiful, and it was really euphoric, and I could see all the colors and sacred geometry everywhere on the ceilings. I could literally feel the multidimensionality of the experience that I was in, and every experience is multidimensional. So it started getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and fuck, these mushrooms take me to a whole different place. So I should paint about it today. It takes me to Source, and I've been reading this book, and I've been drinking the water code, which is literally talks about how water is the point of creation, and how water is I'm getting the book that dives a little deeper. How water is the point of creation, and how water is how like every dimension, every level of dimensionality comes and is expressed through water. So this is the book, The Water Code by Rainey Marie Hiley, that I've been reading for quite some time, and it goes into all of the different dimensions, and I want to read them to you because I literally went to every single dimension, and I saw, and this is what happened to me last time on the Golden Teachers, I saw that everything is a reflection of me, and everything is me. If we are Source incarnated, which we are, every single person is you, and every single experience is you, and we literally do get to create our reality. And I saw myself in this reality, simultaneously in other realities, simultaneously as Source, because everything is happening always, at every single moment, everything is happening. So for me, I it's so intense to experience that, and it's so intense to go back to source and realize that everything is a creation of you. And it's not just a realization. It's not like I'm just sitting here and I'm just getting a download and I'm like, whoa, everything is me. It's like I am in it and I am feeling it and I am knowing it, and it's just really intense. And oh my gosh, okay, dimensions is, it's a lot. There's a lot for us to experience and to remember within ourselves, and that's what I'm beginning to tap into, is the remembrance of everything. And I saw myself as different beings on different planets and different states of euphoria. I was crying at some points. It was just intense, and it was supposed to be like a little microdose, like a little fun little journey. And it got so deep. So deep. Hold on, I'm trying to find the different dimensions so that I can kind of explain everything to you. This book was channeled by different multidimensional beings that if we were actually in this consideration of time, then they would be like millions of years ahead of us. But in reality, like, time is just a construct that we've created in this 3D reality that isn't actually the truest definition of everything. It definitely keeps us in some sort of a box and some sort of a flow. So let's see. I love this book so much. So there is quintessence, which is the very heart of the rainbow diamond. It's pre-conscious light. So it's before anything, before any form of consciousness is in any point of awareness. So the idea of oneness is created from the notion of non-separation or non-individuality, which requires comparison or consciousness. So for me, I was at the point of pre-oneness. I literally felt the oneness in every single part of my experience, and I realized that I could literally create anything that I desired, and I chose to be here in this moment experiencing what I am experiencing. But I also have chosen to be in every other experience, always, in every single reality. And that's the thing of infinity. I saw myself in this reality, in this existence, and then I saw myself as creation, and I saw all the layers of all of the dimensions folding and warping around each other, and just in this infinite time warp, not even time warp, just in this infinite expression of everything that is, everything that is. And if you guys have questions or comments or anything along those lines, put it in the chat and we can kind of like dive deeper into that. And it says, we are all born of source, and the journey inward will always lead us back home, into the beyond, the beyond, the beyond, the beyond, the beyond, the beyond. That's where I went yesterday. I need more water. Oh my gosh. Whew. Goodness. So that's the first expression. It's called quintessence. Is pre-conscious light. And then we have the ninth realm, which is divine intent, the birth of consciousness. It's the most fundamental realm of the microverse, also referred to as divine intent. It's the birth of consciousness and the creative process. So it's the actual birth of light. Consciousness is referred to as awareness. So pre-consciousness becomes aware of its existence because it has a desire to create. So I went from being in source, like being in the beyond of the beyond, and then going into the ninth realm and experiencing actual consciousness and the desire to create. And what I felt there was that I could literally create anything. And that even though I am represented in this physical body in this current moment, I am literally everything. And we are everything. We are fractals of the same source. We have incarnated here as an expression to experience different things. And that's why we have the collective consciousness, which I'm sure is one of the realms which we'll dive into. But this idea of the collective consciousness and how so many of us are having the same downloads, it's because we are all one. We are literally all from the exact same source. We are all so deeply connected, because of the water, which is the original creation of everything. And that water runs through us, and this idea of the Akashic records, this idea of past lives, we've got every single life. Like, so many people have said that they incarnated as, or that they were Mary Magdalene in a different lifetime. And it is true, because we were all everything in every lifetime, right? And we're everything in every single moment. And we're the Arcturians, we're the Pleiadians, we are the humans, we are first light, first water, first love. We are everything. So, so that was the 9th realm, which is awareness that is born from the desire or intent to create. So I felt that intention to create, and I felt myself as source being like, okay, it's time for me to experience different things. So that was the intention of the creation and of being a part of all of this experience. So then there's realm 9, the singular vibration, pulse of creation. And it's the movement from intention to expression. So you have first your source, you are everything, and then you have the intention to create different experiences, and then you actually express these different experiences. So the expression of consciousness is exhibited as a singular vibration. You could refer to this first movement or initial expression as the pulse of creation. And consciousness was originally, listen to this. Oh, this is so good. Consciousness was originally expressed as water, followed closely by fire. We call these initial expressions of consciousness primordial water and primordial fire. This expression was not a competition or a race. In fact, their expression was not linear. They came about more like flower petals blooming. The petals began to open to reveal an intricate and beautiful center, which is the water, and then continued opening and reaching outward into their full expression, which is fire. So that's what I saw was, if you guys have ever seen Alex Miles' paintings and how he has these different realities in different parts and they all kind of like unfold with each other, that is what I experienced, is the unfolding of every single infinite reality possibility. And let's see. What else? Let's see. So primordial water is different than the substance you know as water on Earth. Let's see if there's anything else. So primordial water is the complete oneness. Yeah, so that was super, super, super powerful. Really feeling that consciousness being expressed and being able to really tap into that deeper awareness and deeper knowing. So the 9th realm is the magnetic resonance, is the attraction of creation. So this fundamental attraction exists among all life, for magnetic resonance is ultimately the pull of all life into one of the two primordial expressions of consciousness, water or fire. Water and fire are not in opposition, they are complementary. They represent two unique paths back to quintessence. So gravity represents the inherent attraction of all life back to fire or water, and it rapidly unlocks many mysteries of modern science. So while it may seem all objects possess a gravitational pull towards other objects, you must remember that this only includes objects with mass. So all life, including water and fire, possesses the inherent desire to return to the source of the divine intent. So what this is even though we feel that we have this magnetic resonance and this magnetic attraction to other things, it's because we're being pulled back to source. And what's happening with that is that we are allowing ourselves to feel that call, to feel that magnetic resonance. And this is why when we come in contact with other people, with things that we feel super called to, and you're trusting your intuition, that is the magnetic resonance. And you're going back closer to source because you are trusting in the divine knowing within yourself of what is in your highest alignment in this moment. And as you trust your intuition more, and as you dive deeper into yourself, and as you continue on this journey, what happens is you do come closer to source, because you're becoming closer to your heart's fullest expression, to your soul's fullest expression, to actual source. And that's why it's so beautiful to feel magnetically attracted to plant medicines and to water and to certain beings, because you're able to find a new divine expression of yourself. Let's see. The frequency, realm 6, is the harmony of creation. So what is harmonious or disharmonious can ultimately be explained by an underlying gravitational pull. The music, so this is music. I love it. The music of creation is simply the blending of frequency. Music is one of the easiest ways to enter the quantum realms. It is the direct pathway to the microverse, for it moves easily through the quantum dimensions, directly accessing the fundamental expression of consciousness from which you were born. Music comes from the blending of fire and water, forming resonant sound, resonant harmony, and harmonic resonance. So I literally felt the music that I was playing last night pulling me into different dimensions and allowing me to be, and I always am, a quantum being. So I was able to come into myself and to experience the fluidness of being in these different dimensions. And the music was taking me, the music was guiding me into exactly where I was supposed to be. And I feel like that's why so many of us are gravitated towards certain music, because what happens is it takes us somewhere else. And we know that about music. That's why we tap into different kinds of music based on our different feelings. It definitely pulls us into a different realm. But for me, I've never experienced it so intensely and so visually and so physically, but not physically. Just all of my being was elsewhere because of the music, and I felt myself floating through all the different realms and all of the different dimensions, and it was so powerful, so powerful. So realm 5 is the mathematical codes of creation. Many intricate and detailed manifestations came into form in this quantum realm. It takes a very high level of mastery to understand the creation codes. Mathematics is a symbolic language describing the basic patterns of harmony. All basic patterns can be described as mathematically with a 1 and 0. It can also be expressed as 1 and not 1, or being and not being. So what that is, and you can see like there are codes here. This book is so multidimensional, you guys. If you're looking to tap into just like infinite wisdom of like what we are and what we're able to experience, I would highly suggest this book. But so for me, I didn't consciously drop into this realm as far as I know, but this being and non-being is kind of where we are right now, or where I was, and like what I'm trying to integrate, because I am this human being and I am this spiritual being, but I'm also not. I'm not a spiritual being, and I'm not a human being. I'm infinite source. I'm everything. So this idea of needing to identify as something is very interesting, because that kind of keeps us in the creation of the vibration of what we have identified as. So as we start to change our identity, and as we start to dive deeper into this oneness and everythingness within our souls, what happens is we are coming into more of a state of non-being, because when we release the attachments of everything, when we release the attachments of absolutely everything, what happens is we can be everything, and we can express everything, and everything is available to us. Like, I literally saw myself creating my reality. I literally saw my thoughts and then jumping into the future and seeing what that thought would create in my reality. And that's like the art of being and non-being. What was I like before this? Okay, so little kid Kira was super sweet, super loving, super kind, just so affectionate, so excited about life. Teenage Kira, starting at about like 13, 14, I was drinking, doing drugs, rebellious, smoking weed, but like not a bad kind. People loved me. People always magnetized to me. But I was definitely expressing a different part of myself. And I was kind of mean. I was definitely in like the mean girls group of things. And then as I turned like 18-ish, I was still drinking a little bit and partying a little bit, but not the way that I used to. And I really dove into my studies and into my work. So I turned into kind of like a workaholic. And I had this idea that I really needed to do everything and be everything. And I wanted to accomplish so much and I wanted to succeed. And just like this idea of needing more and doing more and being more. So then when I think it was around like 20 or 21, yoga came into my life, and that really showed me deeper parts of myself, and that showed me how I can kind of like calm my mind and calm myself and be like within myself, which was really powerful. And then a year ago, I was running one of the top hotels in the country, and I decided to leave that because I was tapping into my multidimensionality, and the Kangen water came into my life, and at that point, I realized that I had such a bigger mission and that I could literally create everything that I desired to create by trusting in myself and by knowing. And it was a journey. I had to go through so many shadows and traumas and triggers, and I'm still going through them. There's so much to go through within ourselves. But yeah, the version of Kira that was around back then was so different. The version of Kira that was around a month ago was so different. And the crystals I have on my necklace, this is double terminated quartz, crystal or clear quartz, and then this is Herkimer. So it provides clarity, and I know that the reason why I put this necklace on today is because I just need clarity on everything that I experienced. The best water to drink, and it's the reason why I dove into the water code, is Kangen water. It's the purest form of water, the purest form of medicine. It is source. Like it said in here, primordial water. It is literally primordial water. It is source. So when you're drinking this water, you are able to tap into your sourceness. So let me go into the other dimensions, but I'll definitely give you tips on your transformation. There's so much, so much. So then the fourth realm is DNA, the blueprint of creation. You might say that DNA is the sacred language of manifestation in the architecture of life. What humans are seeing as the spiral staircase form known as DNA is actually only approximately 7 or 8% of the blueprint. So when you remember that everything is interconnected, you will consider the fabric holding the DNA strands together. So we see these DNA strands as separate, but they're really all connected, and they're connected through water. It's water that literally holds everything together, and it is the point of creation. So let's see. A multidimensional DNA map is the key to resolving numerous health issues relating to the human body. And that's why this water is so pure and so potent, because when you realize that it's the water that is the fabric of our existence that is holding literally everything together, what happens is you realize that when you have the purest form of water, you're allowing yourself to be interconnected with full source. Everything in your body is connected with source because everything is connected through water, and water is absolutely everything, and that's what this book talks about. Then you are literally able to experience anything and everything that you desire, but you need to ensure that you are the purest being that you could and are and can be. So the blueprint of creation, it's funny, this picture here, seeing all the DNA like spiraling together. This book has so many codes in it, you guys, it's outrageous. I felt this and I saw this, but what I saw was like different versions of reality in here, and a different version of Kira in here, and a different version of Kira in here. And actually, as multidimensional beings, when you're transcend into the higher realms, you don't even have a name, because you realize that you are everything. You are literally everything. So this idea of a name, this idea of the separation, this idea of the being kind of gets transcended, and you turn into a non-being, into everything. Let me see what the rest of these questions are. So the dots on my chest are combo. So I have them here, I have them here, and let's see. Oh, hopefully you guys can see them. I have them here. And it is ceremonial Amazonian frog medicine. So it comes from the frog, or the combo frog, that they take the secretion off of the back of the frog. No frogs were harmed in the making of this medicine. They take the secretion off of the back of the frog, and then what they do is you get burned. Well, you need to fast for 8 hours, and then during the ceremony, you drink a gallon of water before, and then you get burned, and then they place the medicine on the burn marks, and it's a very purgative experience. It's about maybe like 30 to 40 minutes from beginning to end. And you physically puke and purge, and sometimes you get diarrhea, or sometimes you pass out. It's a lot, but you release emotional and spiritual and physical ailments, traumas. They call it the vaccine of the Amazon, because if you do 3 sessions in 1 moon cycle, you are basically immune to everything for a year. So it's very, very potent medicine. It transformed my whole existence. There were so many traumas that were held deep within me that I was able to release through these experiences. And it's one of my favorite medicines. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Questions. 5 tips on my transformation. So the biggest thing for my transformation was practicing mindfulness was the first thing, so then I could really begin to understand who I am and what I need and what I desire. Beyond that, the second thing was getting Kangen water in my life. Like I said, being the purest vessel that transformed me completely, because my body was full of toxins from the air, from the food, from the water, from the conversations I was having with people. Everything in my life was fairly toxic, and not that I thought that I was living a toxic life at that time, but now I look back and I see just how much I've transformed since then. And then obviously doing the inner work, doing the shadow work, showing up for yourself, going through the emotions, feeling into what you're actually feeling in each moment. And instead of trying to self-medicate with medicines or distractions or anything along those lines, what you do is you literally sit with it and you work through it. And with this working through it, you allow yourself to transcend that experience, and you get to break the bond with whatever that experience has created within you. Plant medicines have been huge in my transformation. Obviously, use them with intentionality, use them with sacredness, use them with all of the magic that you have within yourself. But plant medicines literally take you to different dimensions and allow you to experience, nature medicines, because Kambo was a medicine that took me so elsewhere. Kangen water literally takes me elsewhere. And just being one with yourself, creating a space where you can find yourself and do the work and feel your expression and knowing your abundance and knowing your love and knowing your life. There's so much on this journey. Let's see. What other questions? Do you think that the powers that be have hidden a lot of history about our spirituality? Oh, they of course have. I mean, even our history about our country and what has been done, it's all one person's very intentional interpretation. So what's really beautiful about this Kangen water and what's really beautiful about tapping into water is water is the Akashic records. Water holds memory and water holds emotion. And if you guys desire to learn more, I do a webinar every Wednesday that dives so much deeper into it. But the Akashic records themselves are the records of everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen. So the same water that's been on this planet since the beginning of time is still here. The same water that ran throughout all of the beings millions of years ago is still here running through us. So when we begin to tap into the Akashic records, we can remember things as they truly were. Everything is within us. We don't need history books. I don't even need the water code. I don't need anything outside of myself, but I use them as tools to be able to dive deeper into myself. So yeah, history, I mean, we know so much about history within ourselves, but even all the powers that be, they know so much, and it's been intentional for them not to tell us what's happening. I do believe in everything is the law of attraction. People feel like you have to tap into the law of attraction. Everything is the law of attraction. That is, was it the 5th realm, which is magnetism, or maybe the 6th realm? Let's see. The 7th realm, magnetic resonance. Everything is a magnetic resonance. So if you are seeing your life be kind of like dark and sad and everything's not going right, it's because you put out that vibration to receive that back. Everything is a law of attraction. So whatever you put out is what you will receive. So it's not necessarily something that you need to tap into, but to have an awareness of yourself and your thoughts and what you are creating is super important. Let's see. What else? Do I try to stay grounded during mushroom journeys or surrender to the expanse? I have no control during mushroom journeys, honestly. I know that there are tools that I can use to ground down. Like last night, I knew that I could smoke a little more ganja just to like ground down and balance the energies. But like my being just couldn't get to the point where I was smoking. And like I would come back into myself, like into this physical reality and be like, okay, cool, it's over. And then I would go deeper. And then I would come back and then I would go deeper. It was just so intense. But there are things that you can do to ground down, and there are things that you can do to go deeper. So it's good to be aware of that, and it's nice to have all the tools around you so that you can choose consciously. But like when I go that deep, I don't really, I'm just not here anymore at all. I'm like completely elsewhere. Oh, okay, let's see. Do I have any advice for doing solo mushroom journeys? I've only ever tripped with friends, but I'm wanting to explore further. So I would just, one, be aware of your energies and be aware of your intention of why you're doing mushrooms. And maybe familiarize yourself with the different strands, because this strand, like I woke up this morning and I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do this strand right now anymore. Like I definitely wanted a euphoric experience, and everything is divine. This is exactly what I was supposed to receive yesterday. But be aware of how different mushrooms affect you, and be aware of your dosage, and just be aware of your surroundings and the vibrations that are around you. Whenever I do mushrooms alone, I make sure that I'm like fully alone, that there's nothing, no other vibrations that can come into my existence, that there's nothing that can like kind of pull me out or like transition me into a space that I don't desire to be in. But yeah, familiarize yourself with the strand. Talk to people who have used it a lot, and kind of they can tell you what the experience kind of is like, because I have friends who have done golden teachers and have gone like these exact golden teachers and have gone to similar places. Make sure that you have tools around you. Make sure that you feel like you're in a good space, and just honor what comes up, and use it with like pure intentionality. My advice with anything is don't do anything just to do it. Do it with a full intention and make it a sacred experience, and know that you are fully supported everywhere you are. I know that if I had done this mushroom journey or my last mushroom journey even like a year ago, I would have gone to a really dark place and not know what happened. But I am fully aware of myself and my being, and I've got a lot of wisdom that I've been able to hone into myself so that I can anchor in everything that comes through. And I feel like we receive exactly what we're supposed to receive always. I saw an interview Anthony Hopkins last night, and he believes if you have the intention inside of you, and you ask, you will receive. Exactly. But you have to, that intention, you have to know and feel and embody so deeply, and then it can come to you. Anything can come to you. When you raise your vibration, like I'm so excited to experience fairies and elves and dragons and unicorns and all of these magical things, and my vibration is raising to match that so that I can see them and so that I can experience them. So I'm really excited. But yeah, a lot of it is intention, but a lot of it is knowing. So if you're setting an intention but you don't fully believe it within all of your being, it's likely not going to happen. Yeah. So, can of pride, always go into it with the right intentions and make sure you are aware of the strain too and how it's grown. It's really, really important to be aware of the medicines that you are using and to be aware of what they bring into your existence. And there are a lot of people who are really well versed, and a lot of people that you can turn to for support in these journeys as well. So, thank you, Kayla. What mantras do you use every day? I think everything. I just think everything. Drinking water, I think it. Eating my fruit, I think it. I just have gratitude for everything in my existence, and I'm so excited for being able to experience exactly where I am. So with that, my mantra is thank you, I love you, but I think my biggest one that I'm working on right now is that I am abundant, and that I have everything that I need, and that everything that I desire is coming to me, and that I'm fully supported by the universe. Because I'm building my Kangen business, and I am expanding into myself, and I'm seeing that there are so many different parts of my life that aren't in alignment anymore. So I'm creating space for them to come out of my life. But what's happening with that is that I don't need to do anything, but I really desire new things into my existence, and I need the abundance to bring that in. But it's all flowing to me because I know that it's all flowing to me, and the expansion in my business, the beautiful souls who are coming to me and who I'm coming into with, I'm just experiencing so much beauty, and I know that it's because I'm sitting in and anchoring in the knowing. And the thing is, people use mantras for like a day, and then they don't see anything change, and then they switch. The thing is to keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up until you fully believe it, and then that's when everything is going to change. And when your life is going to really transform into everything that you desire. What do you do when you're around negative people and bad vibes? I leave. I literally don't vibrate at that frequency, so it isn't really around me much. But I can also use the power of my voice, the power of my intentionality, the power of my truth to hopefully sway a little bit of what's happening. But I'm very intentional about my life, so I don't really have that come into my existence much. Yeah, Deanna, that's beautiful that you have golden teachers. Connecting to source is a very profound, life-changing, transformational, scary, potent, wild experience. Yeah, goodness. Do you think you've opened your third eye? Oh my gosh, yes. So the first week of me drinking the Kangen water, I had a pounding headache for 3 or 4 days, right in my third eye. And I knew that it was my pineal gland decalcifying, and I've been able to tap into such deep, vivid visualizations. I mean, that's what mushrooms do. They get you into your third eye, into seeing beyond this realm and really experiencing. And yeah, my third eye is so wide open. And there are some days where it's more closed. There are some days where it's more open, but yeah. Oh yeah. Kangen water completely detoxified my body so that all of my chakras could be in full expression. My experience has shown that connecting to bugs is the precursor to fairies. Interesting. I'm going to have to dive deeper into that. I haven't really connected to bugs, but I did accidentally smush a caterpillar the other day. and I was on the phone with a beautiful soul, and I was like, oh no. So I like dug a little hole and I buried it and I thanked it for its life, and I just like did a little ceremony and moved on. But I haven't really ever connected to bugs like that. This is gonna be fun. I love it. What do you think closes your third eye? Everything. Toxins, the conversations around you, not believing in yourself, not seeing yourself, not being in your most divine expression, allowing yourself to be influenced by others, not trusting your intuition, just everything. I mean, everything is everything. So once you really see yourself, and once you see the deeper expanses of this experience, and once you know, then there's a big opening. But our third eyes have been intentionally blocked off for a very long time. So we're kind of at a space now where we're learning to detoxify and purify so that we can allow everything to be in full harmonious energy. Yeah. So are there any other questions that are desiring to come through for you guys? There's so much. This has really helped me integrate a lot, and I appreciate you all. I don't know if I've read all of the dimension or all of the different realms, but let's see. I haven't read about the third, fourth, so subatomic. Yeah, I haven't read about the third, second, and first. Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm gonna finish reading this book today. I only have this much more, but I've been reading it for like 3 months. It's a lot to absorb. What do I think about non-fluoride toothpaste? Definitely get that. I use an Ayurvedic toothpaste. It's all natural. Even if things don't have fluoride in them, I would definitely be aware of the other chemicals that are in them. So look at your labels. I was on an all-natural journey for a while, and things that were all natural had so many chemicals in them. And now I really only use Kangen water for basically everything. You can even brush your teeth with Kangen water and mouthwash with Kangen water, just all the different types of water. So it's really pure and really potent. The book is The Water Code, Unlocking the Truth Within by Rainey Marie Hiley. It just talks about how water is infinite source. And distilled water is not the greatest for you. All the bad things have been taken out of distilled water, but all the good things have also been taken out of distilled water. So all the actual life force in the water has been pulled out. All of the minerals and nutrients that your body needs have been pulled out. So you'll see with a lot of people who are drinking distilled water, what happens is they're super healthy. They're drinking distilled water because they care about their bodies. They feel a little bit of a detox, but then what happens is they start getting cavities, even though they're super healthy, and they don't know why. It's because the water no longer has calcium in it, and the body is literally pulling calcium from the teeth. So it's very important. This is how osteoporosis happens as well, as just dehydration and not proper hydration. A big thing about just water in general is you want water that has literal life force. And the only way to have life force in it is for there to be electricity flowing through it. So bottled water, distilled water, reverse osmosis water, filtered water, all alkaline water in bottles, there's no life force in it. And you want life going into your body so that you can experience more of that. So everyone's on their own journey with water, and everyone kind of goes through their water ascension, but Kangen water is living, and it's healing, and it is electric and beautiful, and just it's pure. It just goes into your body. It's what our body was meant to absorb. So all of these other waters that have been marketed to us really aren't that fantastic for us at all. I don't use Tom's toothpaste. I actually don't use anything Tom's. I don't really trust Tom's at all. But I can show you what I do use. So this is the toothpaste that I use. It's called Aromir. It's an Ayurvedic herbal toothpaste. And I am vegan. Yes, I'm actually vegan, fully plant-based, and mostly fruitarian. I eat lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of fruit. Yeah, so this has a bunch of beautiful, beautiful stuff in this. Yeah, Sandy, what would you like me to recommend? Water or other things? We can also talk more if you want to DM me after this. Cool, let me see. So we have maybe 10 more minutes if you guys have any other questions. I do recommend spirulina, wheatgrass, all of it. You want sources that are as close to source as possible. So I would recommend Purium. And yeah, definitely DM me later. I definitely have a lot of wisdom about all of this, and there's so much. But there are some serious superfoods that are so good. So good. Let's see. Daily must-have foods. It depends for everyone. My diet is so different than it was even in the beginning of the year. Like, I literally only eat fruit. And people are like, how do you get protein? How do you do... You don't need all of that. You literally just need life force in your body. Higher dimensional beings do not eat the way that we eat. They eat to heal. They don't eat to eat. And we've been told that nourishment for our bodies is food. Nourishment for our bodies is so much more than food, but we've been conditioned with food. So breaking away from that is a lot. Like today, I'm definitely going to make pasta because I've been craving pasta. And I just honor my body, but I guess daily must-have foods, I would more so say what not to have. So don't drink alcohol. Don't drink alcohol. Don't drink coffee. Those are both major toxins. Even table salt is a major toxin. What else? If I had to say, don't eat meat. It's such a low vibration. You're literally eating the vibration of death. So don't eat meat. Don't drink milk. And just be aware. Make sure the things that you're taking in are organic if you can. And try to get the highest vibrational foods. Don't get things because they're inexpensive. Get things because you know that they're really good for you, because you are worthy of the best nourishment for your body, because that is going to help your ascension. You need to purify. You need the best. If you know that you are the best, if you know that you are worthy, you're going to have Kangen water. You're going to have organic fruits and vegetables. It's funny, I got a dragon fruit the other day, and the girl was like, this is like $17. Are you sure you want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. Organic dragon fruit from Costa Rica. Yes, I've never had a full dragon fruit in my hands before. So I was like, yes, I definitely want it. But my relationship with grocery shopping has changed so much over the past year as well, because I realized that I'm worthy, and it doesn't matter if it's quote unquote more expensive. The universe is always supporting me, always. And I am the universe. I am always supporting me. Yeah, Michelle, I will learn how to say your name the right way. But yeah, putting fruits in your tap water, it's just all that electricity, all that goodness, and you can definitely absorb it so much better. How do you manifest money? Well, vegan goddess, you can't say that you can't yet afford it. You have to know that you can afford it. You have to know that you are fully supported. And if you put out the vibration, this is the law of attraction. If you put out the vibration that you cannot afford it, you won't be able to afford it. I've had people get $5,000 overnight when they didn't have the money. So it's all there for us. It's there for us to tap into. Everything is just an energy exchange, but it's really important for you to be aware of all of this. And if you want to dive deeper, again, any of you can DM me and we can dive deeper. But first thing is change that mindset, majorly change that mindset. Know that you are fully supported. We're here to tap deeper into ourselves and to have everything that we desire, but we need to decondition from this idea that we don't have money. That's been the biggest thing for me. I'm revamping my whole entire life, which means that I'm spending a lot of money, but a lot of money is coming back to me because every time I spend money, I literally say, I am supported by the universe. I am abundant. Everything that I need is coming to me. And it does. It does. How did I get off caffeine? I realized that if I am tired, then I need to sleep. That was the answer for me. So I just stopped drinking caffeine. And I started sleeping more, and that was beautiful. And then water was the only thing in my life. And then Kangen water came into my life. And because Kangen water is so electrically charged with life, what happens is you realize that you have so much energy flowing throughout you because you're drinking things that are living. Bye, Sandy. Let's see, what else? How do I start my day with manifesting and law of attraction? This idea of manifesting and this idea of law of attraction, that they are things that we need to do, is interesting. Because my way of manifesting and my way of law of attraction is just being in my fullest embodiment. So when I wake up, I do hape, I do sananga, I meditate. Sorry, there was a noise. I will make sure that I am putting out the highest vibration, and in that way, manifestations are coming to me and everything that I desire is attracting to me. So this idea of needing to like tap into the law of attraction or tap into manifestation, it's so much deeper than that. It's how you embody your existence and how you embody your life. And then everything kind of comes to you from there. And I know that this seems really, really abstract, but it's important to raise your vibration. And that's how the manifestations start happening. And that's how the law of attraction starts happening, by raising your vibration, by doing the things that are going to put you in the vibrational place that is a match for what you desire. That's how that works. Cool. I don't know if there are any other questions. Let me see. Cute. Okay. So let's see. The highest vibration is true love. Actually, the highest vibration is, there's a higher vibration of love. But love is like the answer for everything. But it's like transcendence. After love, you reach like full transcendence and everything beyond that, because there is no ending point either. There's no beginning, there's no end, there's no higher, there's no lower, but there is an awareness of different vibrations and how they work out in your experience. I feel like I'm going to end this here. Do I have thoughts on reprogramming your mind? Yeah, meditate majorly. Meditate, journal, see what thoughts are coming to you, see how you can change them. And really, reprogramming is in repetition. So you always have to be aware of what's coming up and switch it, and what's coming up and switch it to what you desire. And what's going to happen is you are going to experience a difference in your whole reality. So yeah, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to drink more water and eat a bunch of fruit. But this video will be up on my YouTube probably later on today. So if you wanted to tap into anything else on this, you're welcome to find my YouTube. It's in my link tree in my bio. And yeah, DM me if you guys want to dive deeper. I'm here. Thank you for being here and being present and showing up with me. What an absolute gift. And have a beautiful Sunday. Take some time for yourself. Really anchor in those higher vibrations. Make it a part of your existence. Make it a part of your every moment experience. I love you all.